Okay, so particle system. All right, so I'll start with the emitter. So the emitter, it's responsible for storing all of the information about the given effect, such as how many bursts, how long the burst lasts for, color, starting position, etc. And then any relevant information is then passed on to the burst, each individual burst of the emitter. So this just stores the number of particles, the actual array of particles, some other additional information that the particles need, such as their starting position, speed, and color. And then the particles themselves, to try to keep it really lightweight, they only store their position, rotation scale, and their speed. So, oh, and the emitter is the only thing that inherits from an UBL, alarmable and drawable, um, and yeah. So no unnecessary creation of additional alarmables or drawables. There's just one for each emitter. Um, and then particle manager, that's my engine level. It's responsible for managing the various types of emitters. Um, and then emitter collection, it's I guess it's a data structure that I use to store each individual type of emitter effect. I'll go into more about that. Um, so yeah, I'll start with the creation of a emitter. Okay, so inside resource loader, the user has to create an emitter. They set all of the information about the given effect, and then they load it into the particle manager, passing in a string to be used for as its key. So this is then stored. Okay, so it takes that emitter, it creates an emitter collection, and then this key will then be mapped to this emitter collection. And then the emitter is actually stored inside the emitter collection. So actually going into the emitter collection, all it is an object that stores a copy of the base emitter, specifically the one that the user created. So this is the base emitter for each of the emitter inside of the emitter collection. Along with that, it stores emitter pool. So this just stores a pool which of copies of this specific emitter. So when a user gets an effect, it will, so they pass in the key. The key is then used to access the emitter collection, and then get is called on that emitter collection. And what that does is it looks in the pool. If there's open emitter, it'll take that and then load in the base data into that emitter, or it'll create a new emitter if one doesn't exist. If one isn't present in the pool. Yeah. So okay, so that's for storage and managing the effects. Um, so creating the effect. So start emitter is called. So this registers the emitter to the scene. Um, it'll create a burst, and then set the reset the alarmable according to the frequency. So I'm storing the bursts inside of it. Well, I'm storing inside the emitter. I'm storing I'm storing the collection of active bursts, and I'm also storing a pool of inactive bursts. So yeah, if there isn't burst active, it creates one. Otherwise, it pulls from the existing and resets it, and then just uses that one. So actually going into the burst, I previously mentioned that it's responsible for creating the array of particles and storing that. So that's what's happening right here. This is just one effect to create a circular explosion of particles. So yeah. Okay. So that's the burst. And then I'll pull up the particle. There's not a whole lot in them. So yeah, that's header. So yeah, it creates a particle, initializes all of its variables, and then when's this called? Okay, this is called in the update loop. And yeah, this just updates the position of each individual particle before they're drawn. So yeah, create burst. So then, actually drawing the particles. So inside of the emitter's draw, it will iterate through its list of active bursts. It'll then call, where is it? It'll then call draw bursts on the active bursts. This will in turn call draw particles on each individual particle inside of the array. And then this will actually render the, so yeah, I'm passing down the graphic object as I go. Then using this graphic object and the information of the specific particle, I then call render on that, and then that particle is what's being drawn. So yeah, I think that's it. Is it running? Come on. Oh, crap. Oh, that's just great. Okay, well, I'll include a small demo in the next video of the particles. Okay, yeah.